Good morning. Mr. Brown is our messenger for this morning. Mr. Brown is known as Busta Brown by his audiences. His audiences are citizens in the Triad and surrounding areas who listen to the radio station WQMG, known to most as 97.1. Mr. Brown's resume reads as follows. He is a native of San Francisco, California. From 1996 to 2003, he hosted the Busta Brown All-Star Morning Show, WJMH 102 Jams. He also hosted and was executive producer of the Busta Brown Show, a television weekly show on WTWB Channel 20. Since 2004, Mr. Brown has been the radio personality for WQMG Radio, where he is the host of the afternoon program called Get Down with Busta Brown. Mr. Brown's community involvement includes, in 2002, he was co-founder of a non-profit organization called The Next Level of the Triad. This organization focuses on helping youth ages 12 to 18 to achieve success on the next level spiritually, intellectually, and academically. Mr. Brown has been the keynote speaker for many youth groups and school functions. I feel that I know Mr. Brown personally because I listen to his program while riding along with my dad on my way home from school. He has people to call in and tell them to, quote, tell me something good. During this time, he does not want to hear anything negative, only positive things. So people will call in and tell how their children have done well in school, such as honor roll achievements and award recognitions. Some will call in to say that they have or a relative has recovered from an illness. And some just call to thank Busta Brown for his program. I like it because it gives people a chance to express their joy openly that others can rejoice with them. I had not heard Mr. Brown on the radio the last week in February and wondered what was wrong. But I heard him say on March 30th that he has been ill with the flu. I was happy to hear that he was back on the radio and that he is able to be with us today. There are lyrics to a well-known song written by an unknown author. These lyrics exemplify Mr. Brown's dedication in the youth community as a role model, an advisor, and a spiritual mentor. The words to the song go like this. No man is an island, no man stands alone. Each man's joy is joy to me, each man's grief is my own. We need one another, so I will defend. Each man as my brother, each man as my friend. We have found a friend in Mr. Brown, and he has found a friend in God. The next voice you will hear will be that of our messenger and friend. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Mr. Busta Brown, it's time for you to tell us something good.
Man, I'm trying to hold back the tears, man. I mean, wow, that was so, wow. Oh, man. I wasn't expecting that introduction. You know, and you do what you do because you love people. You do what you do so you can touch people and make somebody feel good about themselves. But you never know when you're really doing it. And especially in my job, I'm behind this microphone every day, and I pray, I say, God, give me something to say every day to uplift somebody. And I never know when. And more than anything, I love those kids, man. And I always wonder, I was so afraid to leave 102 Jams because I was so scared that I would lose my connection with the youth. And thank God I'm touching the parents that they stick with me and the kids listen and families listen together on the show. And man, I'm telling you, I'm one of those people that's just blessed. You're looking at a person that's living a dream. You know, I was 11 years old, I wanted to do this stuff on the radio. I was 11. And I used to try to act like the dudes on the radio. I was 11 years old. You know, I tell you, I want to start off by saying this, because the message is it's time. And you know how when you're in church, there's certain people you just can't stand. You know what I'm talking about? You just can't stand them. I mean, just nothing to it, you just can't stand them. And the thing, and the messed up part is, you can't even stand them in church. Here she comes. Always mad. You know that person always frowning all the time, just always mad. You in church not even smiling. Kids come to church all happy, they just little pigtailed. You know, they just had good breakfast, and then they come in there, and there she is up there smiling and grumpy. There he is up there smiling, not smiling and grumpy, but she's smiling, but just sitting there just frowning and grumpy. Just grumpy. And I know that we want to say something, and sometimes we talk to ourselves about that person. We know we do. Keep it real. Keep it real. Ephesians 4:29. Do anybody know that scripture? I want somebody to stand up and read that scripture real quick. How about you right there? Ephesians 4:29. Stand up and read that scripture. Man, that scripture deals with those grumpy old people we see. That scripture deals with the hypocrites we can't stand in the church. That scripture deals with, you know, that person we see coming to church, but they don't look like you do? The ones that don't walk like you do? That don't praise like you do? And you want to say something about them? That scripture deals with that. Read that scripture, 4:29, Ephesians 4:29.
Ephesians 4:29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of the edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearer.
You hear that? Whew, don't say nothing if it's not going to be good. All right. We know they get on our nerves, but what you speak will come back to you. See, it's time for goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Busta Brown, you so crazy. It's time for goodness. Man, we know. See, you can preach all day about what's right. You can tell these kids all day, do the right thing. But what's right? What's right for you may not be right for me. Sometimes you can hear a scripture and it don't mean the same thing to you. See what I'm saying? Sometimes you can be sitting in church, especially kids, all of these poor kids. They be sitting in church, listening, looking at everybody hollering and screaming. They're like, but I'm not getting the same thing. Does that mean I'm bad? That's what they think. You know why? Because the goodness is not going in them. See, because we're playing church too much. See what I'm saying? And that real goodness is not going. It's time to be good. Let's go back to being a kid. Remember when you were a kid and you know you had a good day in school? Remember that? And you have a good day in school, you can't wait to see mommy and daddy because you know you were good. Because you know you were good. You can't wait to say, my car was on green today. I got a sticker. You can't wait to tell it. Remember when you got a good report card? You couldn't wait to show it. Let's focus on getting the goodness back in our system. What's good? Think about it. Let's not focus too much on the title of God, because sometimes that bothers people. Why God got to be a man? Who said that? Who saw God? Who saw? Let's focus on the Creator. The Creator itself, the Creator. The Creator created light because it was what? Good. The Creator created air because it's good. Gosh, man, the rain and the water because it's what? Good. Fruits and vegetables, they're what? Good. If we focus on what's good and not trying to tell people what's right, we can reach them.